Hey guys, and welcome back to another one of my YouTube videos. I know it's been 2 months. It's been since Christmas. But anyways, I have a fun and exciting video for you, where we just like sit and talk about books, because I've actually had this idea for years, and I was originally gonna have this for one of my like first couple YouTube videos, but I didn't have all the books at the time. I still don't, but I realized it's gonna be years until I have all the books. But today I'm gonna be going into why am I nervous? I'm gonna be going into depth about the Rinaverse. Now, what I mean by the Rinaverse is, personally, my favorite author is Rina Ken. I could literally read that woman's grocery list and I would rate it 5 stars. I've been obsessed with her for years. I love her books. Me and her do have a little bit of beef, because why are you not giving Ari and Remy a book? Where's Maya's book? Like, what? That woman just loves to emotionally torture me and make me sob, but also make me happy, and also make me discover new things about myself that I had no idea existed. So thank you, Rina Ken, for that. But anyways, she has a lot of books out, and basically a lot of her books all connect. They all connect, and especially if you've never read a book by her, it's very confusing. So I thought I would just tell you like the books in order, a little bit of what they're about, the couples, and kind of my thoughts and opinion on them, because one thing about me is I will get everyone into their mother into Rina Ken. Just ask my friend. I literally got him into Rina Ken, and he's also obsessed with her. Well, I don't think he's obsessed as I am, but he also likes her books, and he's also like, why the fuck did you do this to me? And I'm like, we had to be in pain together. But also I needed somebody to talk about her with, so yes. Now, I mainly rate her books 5 stars. Every single one is 5 stars. Sometimes I'll get like a little like 4-star, 3-star in there. I also have a love-hate relationship with some of her men, but we'll get into that. But yeah, so now obviously she does have some books that aren't a part of her like Rinaverse, at least I think. They don't connect, but I haven't read those books yet, and from my knowledge, I do not think they are connected. They're just some of her first ever books, so yeah. But right now, we're gonna talk about the Royal Elite series. This is the start of her universe, and this is what made me fall in love with her. So this series, the men in it are called the Horsemen. I know. If you've read Devil's Night, yes. But I have to say, I think I love these men better than the Horsemen. I'm not gonna lie. But anyways, so first we have Cruel King. I don't remember exactly what I rated this. I'll like put it in the video when I check my GoodReads. This book is about Levi and Astrid. I read this book so long ago. I honestly, the only thing I really remember is that he calls her princess. Yes, he does. Princess is one of my favorite pet names like ever. Yeah. Also, Rina Ken is mainly all enemies to lovers, dark romance. I would definitely check trigger warnings before getting into her books. Some books are a little more than others, but yeah. Also, Rina Ken is the queen of plot twists. She gets me every single time. But yeah, so I don't remember much about them. But yeah, this is about Levi and Astrid. It's enemies to lovers. He's obsessed with her, even though he doesn't like to admit it. Levi is fucking hilarious. That man is so funny. But this is where you get introduced to, you don't get introduced to all the characters, but you get introduced to some characters. Now, in this book, you meet you meet Astrid, her stepsister, and you also meet her best friend Daniel, and they do get a book, but you do have to wait for their book because their book comes later on, and let's just say I have some beef with Daniel. But yeah, so that's where you start. Then you go on to Aiden and Elsa, and I also have some beef with them. So yeah, Deviant King. So I only have Deviant King. After Deviant King, then you have Steel Princess, and then you have Twisted Kingdom. That all follows Aiden and Elsa. Again, I have so much beef with Aiden and Elsa. I think I rated these books like pretty low. I rated them pretty low. I'm not gonna lie. Again, I'll put them up there. I don't remember exactly what I rated them, but my god, I've never hated an FMC and an MMC more. Honestly, like genuinely, they pissed me the fuck off, especially Elsa. Okay, so this is enemies to lovers and a bully romance, but the plot twist is insane. And if I'm remembering correctly, each book ends off on a cliffhanger. Literally crazy. But yeah, so Aiden King, so he is the MMC in this, but then you also have Levi King. These two are cousins. So I think you meet Aiden in this book. I don't really remember, guys. It's been like years. I know you don't really meet any of the other characters, at least I'm pretty sure, but in this book, you get the other characters. So you get a feel for it, and you get a feel for what it is. Now, the royal elites, the elites, this is about like a bunch of high school men who think they own the world because they're rich, and they come from families that are rich. So at some point you get a little annoyed with them. You genuinely want to like wring their necks. And Aiden, you either love him or you hate him, and I sadly fall into the hate him world, which is kind of sad because I honestly love like men like him in books only. If I ever met Aiden in real life, oh my god, I think I'd kill him on the spot. like I actually think I would go crazy. Now, the reason why I don't like Elsa, again, a lot of people, you either like her or you don't. Now, later in the series, you meet Silver. Silver is the popular girl, and her and Elsa they get into it in this book because Silver is like, she's not the nicest. But guys, just wait. You just gotta read her book, okay? You just gotta read her book. And there's a scene in this book between Silver and Elsa, and I don't know. I have just Elsa pisses me off, and then when I read it from Silver's point of view, I was just like, yeah, no, this confirms my hatred for Elsa.
Okay, hi, editing me. Watching this back, I feel like I didn't really explain myself well during this part. I understand why Elsa went after Silver. Believe me, Silver was not a good person in these books at all. And even though you do get the reason why she was such a bitch, like, you're still like, okay, but you treated these people like trash. So yes, I do understand why Elsa went after Silver. But I think just like that, when I read it from Silver's point of view, it just, can you hear my dog? It just like made me realize, yeah, no, I just still don't like Elsa. But I do understand where she came from.
The reason why I don't like Elsa is because she's the kind of girl where she's like, oh, if I see Aiden next time, I'm gonna completely ignore him. I'm gonna stand my ground. And then Aiden comes within 3 feet of her, and she's like, oh my god, he's so hot. Like, oh my god, like, I need him. And I'm like, girl, have a backbone. Have a backbone. One thing about Rina Kent is her FMCs don't always have a backbone. So you gotta get used to it. You gotta get used to it. But yeah, I just really hated Elsa, and I really hated Aiden, and I wasn't even sure if I wanted to buy the 3 books because Rina Kent's books are expensive, but also I wanted to have them all in my collection. And again, I feel like a lot of people, you either strongly dislike them or you strongly love them. So it's like 50-50. Now Elsa, her best friend is Kim, and the next book, I've never loved a book more than Black Knight. This is about Kim, which is Elsa's best friend, and then you also get Xander. He's a part of the 4 Horsemen. So the 4 Horsemen contain Aiden, Xander, Cole, and Ronan. Let me get into it. Now, this fucking book. This book. I don't even have words to describe this book because holy fucking shit. I read this book on my 15th birthday, I think. And guys, I was going through it, and I spent the whole day reading this and sobbing and just like being like, holy fucking shit, is this play about me? Because literally Kimberly Reed is me. She is literally me. We are so connected, and we also like have dealt with so many of the same things that it felt like I was reading about me, and I was like, Rina Kent, where are the cameras? Where are the cameras? Genuinely. So you have Kimberly Reed and you have Xander Knight. This is childhood best friends to enemies to lovers. But let me just tell you now, you're gonna hate Xander. You're gonna hate him so much. You're genuinely gonna be like, why is she with him? You genuinely, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't really like Xander. I do like him later on when you get to the kids' books. Him as a character, I don't really like, because the reason why they became enemies, crazy, but also was fucking stupid. Like there literally was so much miscommunication, and just like, it was just so stupid. But the plot twist, when you find out why they become enemies, you're like, holy fucking shit. Like, I genuinely was like, I read these all on my Kindle, and just this plot twist, like, I can't even begin to describe the shock I was in when I found out this plot twist. Is it the best plot twist in the series? No, but we're coming up to that. Sorry, I get ahead of myself, but holy freaking shit. Now, Xander just can't stay away from Kim. He really can't. He really can't. And instead of being nice to her, even though he knows a little bit of what she's been through, obviously he knows a lot of her struggles, but obviously, like, now that they're older, they've changed a lot. But this fucking man, just like, again, you either love him or you hate him, but most fall into the hate him category, because what he does to Kim, what he puts her through, how he treats her is insane. And the problem is, he really doesn't even apologize. He really, like, doesn't even grovel in this book. And I wish there was more groveling. He does feel insanely bad, and you do, especially in the kids' book, is you do really see how bad he feels, and he does treat her the way she deserves from when they get together to then on. But honestly, like, when you remember what he did, and when you're reading this book, you're just like, wow. Like, this man is horrible. Like, genuinely, he is horrible. But also, why do I kind of love him? Again, Xander, he's not one of my favorite Rina Kent men, but I just love Rina Kent, and I love every single man she... Actually, no, that's a lie. I just have such a special place in my heart for Rina Kent men and their books and their stories that low-key, I just can't help but love them. And Xander, he does get better. It takes a while. It takes a while. I would definitely check trigger warnings for this book, because holy fucking shit. Like, I need to reread this series and, like, completely annotate the fuck out of it, because the quotes in this book, like, I'm gonna start crying just thinking about it. I love Kimberly Reed so much. She's me, I am her. Like, oh my god, just reading this book on my birthday when I was going through it just made me feel so seen and, like, so comforted. Like, I've never felt connected to a book character before until I read this book, and I was like, wow, like, this was the first book that I actually felt connected to on a different level. And I just, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it was heartbreaking, but, like, I would give anything to read it for the first time, and I just love it. Again, this is a bully romance. This is a bully romance. These all are bully romances, and you're gonna hate Xander, okay? But you're gonna love Kim. And again, you're gonna be like, why the fuck is she with him? Like, why is she with him? Like, why is she with him? I don't know, guys. I wish I knew. I wish I knew. It was always him. But you do find out something about Xander, and you're kind of like, holy shit. Like, holy shit. Like, I wish I don't want to give any spoilers, but when you find out this one thing about Xander, you're gonna be like, that's so sweet. You're gonna be like, that's so sweet. Then we have a personal favorite of mine. We have Vicious Prince. Now, this, you have Ronan and you have Teal. Now, in Ronan, my man fucking Ronan. So they are, so Teal is my badass bitch. I fucking love her. She is so funny. She is give no fuck. She is black. This is Black Cat and Golden Retriever. But also Ronan he's got a mean streak to him, but he is funny as hell. He is so funny. Like, genuinely, he's one of my favorite men ever. So they're like enemies to lovers, but then they also are, they have like a marriage of convenience too. So they're kind of like engaged for a little bit. Now, Mr. Ronan Astor, this fucking man, he is so funny. He he loves to get on the nerves of Xander and Aiden because he loves Kim and he loves Elsa, and he's always like, so guys, you up for the threesome? Like, I'm ready for the threesome. Like, I'm ready for the throuple. Like, let's be a throuple. And Aiden and Xander just want to, and also Cole, which he's the last book, but Cole, they all want to murder him because they know he can steal their woman, like, no problem. And Teal's just like, yeah, that's my man. Like, Teal is like, that's my husband. Now, they all have pet names for each other. Oh, I should have mentioned the pet names. I could not even tell you what. Oh, Aiden calls Elsa Ice Queen or Frozen. I don't fucking know. I hated everything about them. Xander calls Kim Green because she loves to dye her hair green and our favorite color is green. Teal, hello. Ronan calls Teal Mabella. Mabella. Yeah, he's also French. Talk French to me, sir. Talk French to me. I absolutely love them. Teal gives right back. Like, Teal gives right back. Now, Ronan, he is like the playboy. He is the funny. He's the character relief. He's the comic relief. But he does have a backstory that genuinely broke my heart. I would definitely check trigger warnings for each and every single one of these books. But especially this one and the last one. I just love Ronan so much. Like, he deserves so much, and I just love him so much. But yeah, you will have so much fun reading this book, and he is absolutely obsessed with Teal. Like, he is obsessed with her. Like, genuinely, he's obsessed with her. Teal also likes to wear, like, shirts with, like, funny sayings on them, or, like, sayings, like, that say, like, fuck off and stuff. And then I think she actually wore a shirt that said Mabella, and I think that's where he also started calling her it. I don't really remember what Mabella means. Wait. Yeah, oh, it means my beautiful. Yeah, I think she wore a shirt that said that. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, so he literally calls her that. Like, are you kidding me? Like, genuinely, are you kidding me? Again, I don't want to give too much away. But just know you will absolutely fall in love with Ronan, and what a freaking hilarious man he is. Like, I think he's a lot of people's favorites with good reason. He is my second favorite though, but that is because that is because we have Ruthless Empire, and Ruthless Empire is about Cole and is about Silver. I knew from day one, from book one, when Cole was introduced and when Silver was introduced, I knew I was going to fall in love with them right away. And how right I was. I had a soft spot for them, like, the whole book. Silver is this popular bitch. He literally calls her my damnation. Say no more. I literally had a phone case about them for the longest time. He like, in the back, he literally goes, there's a girl, beautiful, popular, fake, and my obsession, my fall, and my damnation. Did that stop me? Do I care? No and no. Now, Silver, a lot of people either love her or hate her because she is a little bit of a bitch. She is very mean. She's not nice at all. Like, at all. Like, she really gives you no reason to like her until her book. And even then, you're like, there was no, like, you get more of an understanding of why she is the way she is. But you're also like, why were you like that? Now, Silver used to be best friends with all of them, especially Kim. Her and Kim used to be best friends. And then when Silver started getting popular, she started being mean to Kim. And then she kind of, like, started, like, shying away from all of them, but she still, like, was a part of the group a little bit. Like, she was their honorary, like, fifth, like, member of the boys. This book, they were kind of, like, best friends. Like, they were, like, best friends, childhood best friends to enemies a little bit, to lovers. No, wait, sorry. Let me rephrase that. They were childhood best friends, but also kind of lovers, because, like, they were into each other since day one. Like, they were made for each other genuinely, and yeah. Then Silver starts becoming popular, and she starts getting mean to everyone, and that includes Cole. But she's literally obsessed with Cole. Like, she's genuinely obsessed with him. And then they become step siblings. and then they become lovers. Yeah, now Cole, my man Cole. Should I be like covering this? Can I show this on YouTube? I feel like I can. My man Cole, he is the quiet type, and he is the reader type, and he is the smart type. He's basically everything I want in a man and more. I just love Cole. Now Cole, you'll find against a tree reading a book. Like, holy shit, that's my man. Like, that's my literal husband. He is so quiet, but he is so deadly. Oh my god. Like, he can be pretty ruthless too. The plot twist in this fucking book will have you in shambles. Like, you will genuinely not see it coming. Also, all of these are, why can't I think of what it's called? They have both point of views. Except in Aiden and Elsa's book, I don't think you get Aiden's point of view till the second or third book. Or even I think you get his point of view the, like, last chapter. I don't really remember. Okay. So, with this book, you also get their, like, past selves too. So you get them from like different ages too, which I really liked, and that's also why it's kind of like a thick book. So you do get flashback chapters, which I enjoyed, and I loved reading about them from start to finish. And they genuinely they took Mutually Obsessed to a whole different level, and I loved every second of it. Like, genuinely I did. Also, low-key, Aiden and Silver do low-key fake date because they want to make Elsa and Cole jealous, and it was so fucking funny. And Cole, sorry, let me cover that. And Cole never forgave Aiden for that. He literally despises Aiden. And also, like, they're just so funny as, like, a friend group. Like, the boys as a friend group are hilarious together. They're also all so morally gray, but, like, it's just so funny. And I just, like, can't. I just love them so much. Then you get the Royally epilogue. If you read this on Kindle, I don't know if it's still like this on Kindle, but in Kindle, you get 2 epilogues in the book. When I didn't realize that's basically what this is the second epilogue, and I'm pretty sure like a couple extra chapters. This is just about their lives as they're a couple, and I think this also, you meet their kids in it. You meet their kids in it. And let me just tell you, Cole is not too happy with Aiden's kid. This is what gave Rena Kent to write a second gen for them. Because Ava and Eli, yeah. Although, I'll get into my thoughts about that later on because I did get a little pissed off, not gonna lie. But yeah, so this is where you kind of read about them being happy, and you also get the guys group chat. And that shit was so funny. That shit was so funny. You also get everybody hating Ronan because Ronan just loves flirting with all the girls, and it's just so funny because it's just so funny. I just love their dynamics so much, and I just truly love this whole series with my whole entire heart, and I love a good epilogue. Like, I do genuinely love a good epilogue. But yeah, again, I can't remember what I rated all these books. Probably half of them were a 5-star. So I'll try to like add it on the screen when I'm talking about a book. But I just like, yeah, definitely check trigger warnings. If you don't like bully romance and you don't like dark romance, you're not gonna like Rena Kent, okay? That's all she writes. She writes bully romances, she writes enemies to lovers, she writes dark romance. And also, I'm not a big fan of enemies to lovers, but low-key, I love her enemies to lovers. But yeah, that's the start of her Rinaverse. And I just fell in love.
Editing me again. Why the fuck am I Mike Wheeler in this video? Because why the fuck do I keep repeating myself every 2 seconds? The amount of cuts I had to take out because it's just me repeating everything I've said is pissing me off. I'm sorry.
Okay, so the next books we are going to be talking about, I don't own them, but it's Reign of a King and Rise of a Queen. And we have Daddy Jonathan King. Listen to me right now. You either love him or you hate him. I personally loved him. I personally am obsessed with that man. I would give anything for that man. Like, actually, anything for that man. I was so excited for his book. So you have Jonathan and Aurora. Also, I forgot to mention is there is an epilogue before this. I didn't read it. I think it just like introduces Jonathan. I don't really know what it's about. Again, I didn't really read it, but it's just like a little prequel. Jonathan is Aiden King's dad, and he's the uncle of Levi King. He also, I'm pretty sure he also has custody of Levi. I don't really remember why, but I do know Levi lives with Aiden and Jonathan, and he also does. Levi also does something really fucking funny that Jonathan nor Aiden ever lets him live down. And even in the kids' books, it still talks about because it's just so funny. But now, Jonathan is very, again, you either love him or you hate him because his trope is, it is his dead wife's sister. In Aiden's book, a lot of his trauma stems from Jonathan and Alicia, which is the name of Aiden's mom. Alicia had a lot of mental health issues, and she also had, I forget exactly what, but she was basically like a ghost. Like, I'm pretty sure Aiden called her like a ghost, or is that her ghost? But I also may be confusing that with in later books, but I don't think I am. But yeah, so Alicia had a lot of issues, and Aiden blamed Jonathan a lot, and I think that's also why a lot of people hated Jonathan, because low-key when you do read his book, you're kind of like, he did treat Alicia like really badly, but also I'm pretty sure I don't think he wanted to be, I think they got together for marriage of convenience. I think it was a little bit of that too. So he like did not want to be with her either, and he definitely showed it. And Alicia needed help and she needed love, and she just didn't get that from him. But he does have a redemption with Aurora, because they do have a little enemies to lovers, and he does treat he is very morally gray, and there are some scenes with Aurora where you're like, hello? But I just love Jonathan, okay? I don't know what it is. I just love that man. Maybe because I hated his son so fucking much, so I didn't have, like, all that resentment. I'm pretty sure a lot of Aiden stans don't like Jonathan. But because I'm just an Aiden hater, I was like, I love Jonathan. I was like, give me Jonathan. Forget Aiden. But yeah, I really loved Aurora and Jonathan's dynamic. Their dynamic is so good, and I loved seeing them slowly fall in love with each other. And I also loved she gave as much back as he gave. Like, they are each other's matches. Like, they are perfect for each other. You also learn about Aurora's past, which is so sad, and I was genuinely so pissed on her behalf. And the first book does end on a cliffhanger, so that's what Rina does, is her books, if there's a duet or a series, they end on a cliffhanger, let me tell you that much. And you're like, oh my god, I gotta get to the next book, like, what the fuck? But yeah, I loved Aurora and Jonathan, and also I loved seeing her in the later books. I'm pretty sure they were also in the Royal Lee epilogue too, and just the way that Jonathan truly treats Aurora as a princess. I don't remember what her pet name is, I'm not gonna lie, but I just really enjoyed their book, and I thought it was really sweet. And I usually don't like the dead wife trope, and nor am I a big fan of the dead wife sister trope, but I think it was done really well. And I think, like, also, I think another reason why people don't like Jonathan is because he really didn't see anything wrong with how he treated Alicia. Like, he could comprehend that he was treating her badly, but he was like, I'm pretty sure he is a narcissist. I'm pretty sure all of Rina Kent's men are narcissists, not gonna lie. But he, like, could comprehend it, but at the same time, he was like, I don't care. So I do see why people don't like him. I do understand, but I'm personally a fan. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. So, what does that say about me, honestly? Actually, what does that say about me? Okay, moving on. Okay, so we're still in the Rinaverse, but we're in another part of the Rinaverse. Now we move on to the Lies and Truth duet. I only have the first book, which is All the Lies, and the second book is All the Truth. Guys, this fucking duet tore my head in. Genuinely, can you see it? I tabbed the fuck out of this book. I genuinely was in shambles. So this is about Asher and Raina. I think it's Rina. Rina, it's Reina. Raina, I called her both. This fucking duet, holy fucking shit. I don't even know how to explain this without giving spoilers, because I don't know how to put into words this duet. Again, it ended on a cliffhanger. Also, this book is all Rina. I'm gonna go Raina. This book, sorry if I'm saying it wrong and you're like, oh my god, she's saying it wrong. Like, sorry, I don't really know how to pronounce the names. Okay, I'm sorry. You don't get Asher's point of view, but you get his point of view in the next book. And the reason why you don't get his point of view is because Raina over here is kind of like a Silver. She's basically a Silver in this universe, in this like part of the universe. She's popular, she's beautiful, and she's untouchable. Yes, I did read this. But the issue is, she has amnesia. Yup, guys. It's the amnesia trope. It's the amnesia trope. Yeah, so I think, okay, so Asher and Raina, he was a football player. Guys, this is embarrassing to say, but Rina's universe, a lot of them are all British, especially the Royal Elite, and I'm not gonna lie, it took me until a year later after I finished the Royal Elite series to realize they were all British. So, yeah, but I'm pretty sure they're American. They're American in this one, so football is, like, art is American football. So you have the football star and you have the cheerleader, and this is kind of like exes. I don't want to give too much away. So you get like exes, but you also get like the enemies part, because basically Raina wakes up with no memory of anything besides like a little bit. I'll just read the back because I don't really want to give much away. You want to go into a lot of her books blind besides searching up trigger warnings. Okay, so you go, my name is Raina. Why can't I say her name? Raina Ellis, popular, beautiful, untouchable. Problem is, I remember none of it. His name is Asher Carson. Gorgeous, silent, dark, and he has 3 rules for me. I'll bow, I'll break, I'll pay for what I've done. Problem is, I don't remember what I've done, but I have a clue. There was a fire, a dead girl, and I was there. So basically, so she wakes up, they broke up, but when she wakes up, he's like, no, we're together. I think they're engaged. I'm pretty sure. I don't really remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure they are engaged. But like, he's doing it out of sick revenge, and he's doing it out of bitterness, and he's doing it out of resentment. So he makes her life a living hell, and this poor girl, like, honestly, actually, I can't really say this poor girl because Raina she also wasn't nice. But when she got amnesia, she did try to like figure out like for the better. Like, she tried to change, and she like couldn't understand why her past self was this bitch and was this mean girl, and she genuinely felt so much guilt for her past, like her old self, and she was like, I have no idea why I was like that. So this whole book is her trying to figure out what happened, her life before, what's going on, and why does this man hate me so much. Now, a lot of people, you either love or hate Asher. I kind of had a love-hate relationship with him. I ended up liking him. A lot of people, it was fully convinced when they read the second gen and you read their child. He did treat yeah, I'll get into that when I talk about the kids book. But a lot of people, it just fully cemented their hatred for him when they saw how he acted in the kids book. And I will say, yeah, again, I have a love-hate relationship with him. In his books, like, I did truly I liked him at some points, and then other points I was like, he's kind of an asshole. Like, yeah. But there is a reason for, it's not really a good reason for why he treats her like that, but in his own fucked up mind, he thinks it's a good reason. Plot twist after plot twist, honestly. Genuinely, I was shocked. I was shocked. I was in shambles reading this whole duet, just this one book. So, yeah. I really enjoyed this. I think, again, I rated it like 5 stars. I don't really remember. Okay, now we're getting into the Throne duet. This is a mafia duet, and it's about Rye I think it's Rai. It's R-A-I. I think it's Rai. And Kyle. Kyle, you actually meet my man Kyle in the Kingdom duet. He makes a little cameo. Yes, he does. I can't give too much away with this series because it's a big plot twist and a big spoiler for Rai as a character. So I don't want to say too much about them, but it's Mafia. I'm pretty sure it's all, I also don't own the book. So you have Throne of Power and Throne of Vengeance. So a lot of people either love or hate Kyle. I personally loved Kyle. Since I met him in Jonathan's book, I was obsessed. There is a scene that is very, that's like, really, Kyle? That's kind of fucked up. And people really did not like him. I understand why they really did not like him, because what he did was really messed up and was not a good idea at all. But you're reading a dark romance and you're reading a morally gray man. I mean, what did you expect, honestly? Like, what did you expect? So this duet I actually really liked because you had the Mafia aspect. Now, Kyle and Rai actually knew each other when they were younger. He was always in, I think he was a bodyguard. I'm also pretty sure they have an age gap. I don't really, again, I read this duet like so long ago. But I'm pretty sure, he was like the bodyguard or something, or he becomes a bodyguard later on. I don't really, I feel bad that I'm not really remembering, but also like this duet, like I can't really get too much into it because it is like a huge spoiler and I just kind of, yeah. But I just love Rai and Kyle. Rai is such a badass bitch. She was raised in the Mafia. She doesn't take anybody's shit. And guess what? She's way more powerful than any of those men wish they could be. I absolutely loved her, and I loved seeing the dynamic of the Mafia. And Damon, hello Damon, we don't have a book for him, but oh my god, I would give anything for his book. Like, actually, I would give anything for his book. But yeah, it's so good. And if you love a good Mafia book, then you are gonna absolutely devour those. Again, I don't really remember what Kyle calls Rai. I also don't remember what Asher calls Reina, but I know it's cute pet names. I just can't remember them. Then we have the Thorns duet. So we have Red Thorns and Black Thorns. I actually haven't read Black Thorns yet, but I will be getting to it. But I have read Red Thorns, and I actually annotated the fuck out of this book. Now, this is about Sebastian and Naomi. This is about Sebastian and Naomi. So Sebastian you actually meet in Reina and Asher's book because he is on the same team as Asher and they're actually friends. Now Naomi is kind of like this anime lover obsessed girl who's kind of like an outcast and who gets bullied, and Sebastian is like this influential, his family's in the politics. So yeah, this book, I don't even know how to describe Sebastian Weaver because holy shit, that man is actually so fine and I love him. This book taught me a lot about myself and what I like. Actually, that's basically what Rina Kent does, is she opens your eyes to new things, and my god, did I learn a lot from Sebastian Weaver. Now, Sebastian and Naomi, this is I call it You Were Never Just a Bet, but this is also popular boy and not so popular girl. But my man is obsessed with Naomi. Like, genuinely, he is obsessed with her. But yeah, so there is a bet that is in this book. Yeah. I'm actually pretty sure this book takes place when Reina was still a bitch, and this was before Reina's accident. Yeah, so you do get to see a little bit of old Reina, but then halfway through, you get to meet the Reina after the accident. So you get like old Reina and you get new Reina. So yeah, so she is a part of the bet. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up, but Sebastian, he never stood a chance against Naomi. He was obsessed with her. Something crazy happens at the end of this book, and then it goes into the second book. So I don't want to give much away, but let's just say shit gets shit gets attacked. Shit blows up. People are getting attacked left and right. Yeah. So again, it's hard to explain Rina Kemp books because like a lot of her books are such like plot twists and such like insane giveaways that I don't want to spoil anything. But yeah, again, I still need to read this book, but like I started it. Yeah, I actually have a bookmark in it. I got to page 28. But yeah, let's just say stuff happens in those 28 pages that I was not prepared for. Okay, now we're going into the Empire series. And in the Empire series, you have Empire of Desire, Empire of Sin, Empire of Hate, and Empire of Lust. Empire of Desire, you have Gwyneth and Nathaniel. Nathaniel is connected to Sebastian because that is Sebastian's uncle, I'm pretty sure. Now, Empire of Desire, it is Dad's best friend. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And you know what? I ate that shit up. Is it a little weird? I'm pretty sure Nate is also her godfather too. Yeah. It's a little odd, but we listen and we don't judge, guys. We listen and we don't judge because I ate that book up. I didn't really like Gwyneth. I didn't really like Gwen a lot, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. She's not one of my favorite FMCs. I don't know, just something about her. I do know she was above the age of 18 when anything happened between them. I don't remember exactly how old she was. Gwen's dad's name is Kingsley. And Kingsley and Nate have been best friends since high school, I think, or college. I don't remember exactly. And I think they're also business partners. So Kingsley was also a single dad. But wait, he does get his own book. And you do learn about the mom. And you do learn about their story. But we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. So Nate did kind of raise Gwen. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and not say he didn't. He low-key did. But I swear nothing weird was going on. I'm also pretty sure Gwen always had a crush on him. And something happens to Kingsley where he ends up in a coma, I'm pretty sure it was. And Gwen has no idea what to do. And so Nate is kind of there for her. And he kind of like helps calm her down. Yeah, and that's kind of how their story plays out. Now, when Kingsley does find out, he does freak the fuck out. Rightfully so. So, yeah, and then you have that little bit of conflict. And then you have Nate going, no, like, I love her, like, yeah. Again, like, Gwen wasn't my favorite. I just kind of found her, like, this sounds so mean, but I just kind of found her, like, boring and, like, lacking something. I don't know. But then we have Empire Sin. And, guys, we remember Royally. We remember Teal Van Doren. That's her last name. Teal Van Doren. She has a twin brother called Knox Van Doren. And this is his book. Yes, it is. So you have Knox and you have Anastasia. Anastasia, she connects to the throne duet. So she is a part of the mafia. Well, she comes from mafia family, but she wants to get out of that. So she actually ran away and put on a whole disguise and stuff. But before she put on a disguise, she met this lovely British man and they had a one-night stand. And who is that lovely British man? Yes, that is Knox Van Doren. I'd have a one-night stand too with them, girl. I don't blame you, especially with that accent. Oh my god. And then she leaves, like right after, like immediately after. Also, can I just say Knox is a playboy, but obviously it's he falls for that one girl. So then she goes to work the next day. And can we guess who her boss is? Take a wild guess who her boss is. If you guessed Knox, you are correct. I actually never finished their book. Okay, I actually never finished their book. I'm not gonna lie to you. But, yeah. So, that is how their story starts. Yes, I love Knox. You kind of get him in Teal's book, too. and you meet him in like the Royal Elite, he kind of had like minor parts. Even in Teal's book, like he was there, but like he wasn't like, you didn't really get much about him. Also, sorry, I'm sweating. Oh my gosh. But yeah, but I love that man so much. So then Empire of Hate. Guys, remember when I mentioned Astrid's stepsister and Astrid's best friend? Yeah, you finally get their book. We have Daniel, and we have Nicole. Guys, I love Nicole with my whole entire heart. Like, I genuinely love her so much, and her book absolutely destroyed me. I absolutely hate Daniel. Like, just saying his name makes me want to hit him so much, makes me want to like do violent damage to that man. He will never deserve Nicole. Like, actually, he will never deserve her. Like, ever. I just want to make that clear. If you love Daniel, get out of here. Sorry. No. Was Nicole perfect? No. Was she mean? Yeah. Did she treat people horribly? Yeah. But her backstory is so sad. And also, honestly, she also got like a stepsister who didn't really like her from the start, and this new family that she did not want, and she was a teenager. Obviously, she's not going to be happy. Now, low-key, I think Daniel was in love with Astrid. Was it ever mentioned in the book? No. Were they ever a thing? No. But just the way he put Astrid first really pissed me the fuck off. Nicole and Daniel knew each other from childhood. So they kind of like, they always had a thing for each other. But then Astrid came into the picture, and Daniel, like, he kind of got like infatuated with her, and Nicole got jealous, and she took it out on Astrid, obviously. I'm not saying it's right, but they're kids. It kind of makes sense. So yeah. You get the backstory too. You get like some of the moments from their childhood in high school, but they do meet again years later, because Nicole actually does move away with her younger brother. She's currently raising her younger brother on her own. And like, that's basically her child. Like, that is her son. She's struggling. And I'm pretty sure she gets a job at Daniel's like company. I think Daniel's her boss. I don't exactly remember. But they meet again, and Daniel he's pissed at her. He does not like her. He just isn't happy with her, because something happened in high school that was the final nail in the coffin for him, where he was like, I'm not even gonna give her the time of day anymore. And this situation, I'm gonna cry just thinking about it. This situation kind of pisses me off, because I don't want to give it away, but I think, I hate to say it, but I think it could have been stopped. And I think Astrid could have 100% stopped it.
Okay, hi again, editing me. So I actually cut out my whole explanation of this, because I did give away like major spoilers, and I feel like context clues, like, you can completely decide. But it's hard to explain it without giving away. But again, that's just my opinion, and obviously I wasn't in Astrid's shoes, but I do believe she could have prevented it. I'm sorry if you disagree, but that's just how I am. But yeah, that's all I'm saying on that situation.
Daniel just always put Astrid first. Like, ever since he met Astrid and they became friends, he just would always put Nicole on the back burner. He just kind of like, he low-key kind of compared them a lot of the times. And obviously Nicole like knew that, and she felt that resentment. And even when they did get together, like, one of the third act breakups had to do with Astrid, because when they finally got together, like, he brought Nicole to a dinner with Astrid and Levi, and Astrid was like, what are you doing with her? Like she was just like being so mean about Nicole, even though I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, but I think Nicole did apologize and was like, I don't exactly remember, but I'm pretty sure she did, because I know she did feel like a lot of guilt, especially after she grew up and had to deal with like being like low-key like a single parent basically. But yeah, I just think, yeah, I just didn't like how Daniel treated Nicole, and I know a lot of people agree too. Daniel is definitely my least favorite Rena Kent man ever written. Like, I hate that man so much. Like, I genuinely, like, I've never hated anyone more. But yeah, I just love Nicole. I do remember her nickname. Her nickname is Peach, which is kind of funny because she loves peaches, but she's allergic to them. But she's like, I don't care. But yeah, anyways, I could talk about Nicole all day and how much Daniel does not deserve that girl, but we're gonna move on to the last book in the series, which is Empire of Lust. Empire of Lust is about Kingsley and Aspen. This is Gwen's mom. So they met on Halloween night, like years ago when they were teenagers, and they had like a one night stand. Or no, they didn't have a one night stand. They actually kind of did like fall in love. Like it was kind of young love. But her parents weren't the best, and they did not like it when they found out she was pregnant, and they were very mad. So there is miscommunication, definitely, 100%. So basically their book, you have them, I'm pretty sure Aspen starts working for Kingsley. I forget how she gets brought back into their lives, but you have her wanting to make the whole situation right. And I felt so bad because I do not think at all it was Aspen's fault at all for what happened with Gwen. But she blames herself so much, and the situation, like, they were so young, and obviously when she was older, she could have, like, tried reaching out, but I think she did try to reach out, and Kingsley was like, no, like, I don't want you in my daughter's life. But obviously he had his reason, because they had a miscommunication about the whole entire thing. So I get why he was like, I do not want you hurting Gwen, and I do not want you hurting us. So yeah, so then they kind of have like an enemies with benefits thing, but they do fall back in love, and they do like talk about the past, and Kingsley is like, wow, like, I had you completely wrong. Like, yeah. So, and then you have her and Gwyneth, getting to know each other. I always call her Gwyneth. I don't know why. I kind of like the name. But then you have her and Gwen reconciling, and you have them talking again. And their even in the epilogue, their relationship isn't like a close mother and daughter, but it is getting there. But yeah, so that's the Empire series. It was really good. I loved it. So that was also kind of like a little like loose ends, because this had a lot of characters from like other series that kind of made it connect to the Rinaverse. So yeah, so then you have the Deception trilogy, which is, I don't own any of the books, but it's Vowed Deception, Tempted by Deception, and Consumed by Deception. I haven't read any of these, I know, but I do know a little bit because I did read their kids' books, so I got a little bit of the backstory. But this is about Adrian Volkov and Leah Morelli. I think that's how you say her last name. Leah has a lot of mental health issues, mental disorders and stuff. And then you have Aiden, who is a mafia boss, and I'm pretty sure they are in a marriage of convenience. She does not want to be in that marriage at all, like at all. And he like low-key doesn't want to either, but also at the same time, he's like totally obsessed with her, and he's totally in love with her. So yeah, now because this is a trilogy, and I also like have not read all the books, I'm not going to talk about it too much, but that is the Deception trilogy, and you do get the mafia aspect, and you get to see like other like mafia people that you wish Raina would write their books. Everybody was obsessed with the Monster trilogy. Everybody ate that up. I only read the first book, so I haven't finished it, but this is about Kirill and Sasha. So you have Blood of My Monster, Lies of My Monster, and Heart of My Monster. Again, guys, I know I need to read the series because everybody and their mother is obsessed with this trilogy, and I did read the first book. So a lot. Also, the first book, like, I don't want to give like too much away, but you have the mafia aspect, and then Sasha, basically, so the first book, basically they're like in the army. I don't know why they're in the army. I think it's the army. I don't really like remember much because I read like half of the first book. I didn't fully finish it, but I did read like half of it, so I don't really remember why they're in the army. But Sasha goes undercover as a guy so she could be in the army because she wants revenge. I'm not gonna tell you why she wants revenge because that's a huge spoiler. She kind of goes undercover as a man to kind of like learn stuff and like learn how to fight and stuff. And this whole trilogy is insane. Like, it's insane. Like, I've seen a lot of spoilers. 'Cause I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I kind of love me some spoilers. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, spoilers, give them to me now. I will eat them up every single time. Each book is a different trope, so I'm not even gonna get into the tropes. But yeah, so you have that. And that also, because you meet Kirill also in the Throne Duet and the Deception trilogy. So, and then you get like that whole mafia. All the mafias in Rina Kent's universe are connected. They are connected. So now we're going to talk about one of my favorite series of all time, the Legacy of God series. This is all of Rina's second gen. So these are all the kids of the books that I have talked about besides one or two. So we're going to get into it with the first book. We have God of Malice. So this is about Glyden King. I think it's Glyden. I don't really know. She is the daughter of Levi and Astrid. And then you have Killian Carson. He is the son of Asher and Rena. So this fucking book, where do I even begin? First off, look at the tabs. I absolutely devoured this fucking book. I don't even know like where to begin on how to explain Killian Carson. He is a psychopath, but also, what's the one that has absolutely no feelings? Whatever that one is, I think it's a psychopath. I don't know, but that is what he is, basically. Also, guys, he wants to be a doctor. He does become a doctor. That is horrifying. Imagine learning your doctor is literally a psychopath who loves blood, who is fascinated by blood, who would rather kill you than save you. I can tell you right now, I don't want that man to be my doctor, but then you see his face and you're like, actually, wait, maybe I kind of do want that man to be my doctor. Now, how do I explain their first meeting? A lot of people hated this book because of their first meeting. This is dark romance, and dark romance kind of toes the line of romanticizing SA and romanticizing a lot of non-consensual things. And this book, especially dark romance, it's why it gets so much flack is because it does romanticize SA between the people who end up together. And their first meeting is, I'm gonna give you a big spoiler. It's basically him essaying her, kind of low-key, basically. I actually had to stop. This book, and I actually DNF'd it until the second book came out, and then I was like, I read the second book, and then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go back to this book and read it. So yeah, I understand if you want to skip this book, completely understand, valid. If you want to just skip that scene, it's literally their first, and I think it's in like chapter 1 or 2. I completely understand. But anyways, basically that happens, and he becomes absolutely obsessed with her. This man really doesn't feel much. No, besides I want to kill people. That is all his feelings, basically. Yeah, so imagine his surprise when he meets this girl and he's like, oh my god, I'm feeling stuff, like, what is this? So he low-key, like, he's kind of funny. I hate to say it, but he is hilarious. Besides that one scene that I also, Rina Kent has said herself that she would go back and rewrite it, that she probably wouldn't have added that scene in. So we're just gonna pretend that scene doesn't exist. But yeah, he also does call Glyden Little Rabbit, which I think is adorable, but why are we calling her Little? Okay. You could have just went with Bunny or like Rabbit. That's a theme in these books, is the like nicknames are all like little. I don't know. But yeah. So, yeah. And then the plot twist in this book is actually crazy. I do want to get into a little bit of why people hate Asher. Asher low-key kind of despises Killian. I'm not even gonna lie to you. He favors Gareth, which is Killian's brother. And Killian overheard a conversation between Asher and Reyna, and it made Killian despise his dad. And it made Killian act out even more. And I think, obviously, Killian, I think, would always be a psychopath. But I think it would have helped if he felt his father's love a little bit. But, yeah, I don't want to get too much. Yeah, we're just gonna leave that there. Next we have Godipade. Now we have Creighton King, which is the son of Aiden and Elsa. And then we have Anika Volkov, which is the daughter of Adrian and Leah. So this book, a lot of people hated it. I liked it, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite in this series. Also, I started tabbing it, but I never finished tabbing it. So basically, you have Annie, who she is a mafia princess. So she's kind of been sheltered her whole entire life and has been overprotected by her older brother Jeremy and her father all her life. So she's very, like, innocent, and she just, like, doesn't have a lot of friends. And then she meets Ava in this book, which we'll get into Ava later. And then she meets Brandon, and she meets Cecilia. I call her Cecilia. I think that's how I pronounce her name. And she gets into this friend group, and then she meets Creighton, and she has the biggest crush on Creighton. Creighton, he has a lot of trauma, so he doesn't really talk much. So he, like, doesn't talk much. He's very broody. She, like, wants to be his friend so bad, and he's like, no. He also does call her Little Purple, which I kind of don't really, like, I like the purple, but I don't like the little. Like, why are we doing little? I don't know. But yeah, so yeah, you have that, and their dynamic is kind of sweet. Like, it is sweet. And one thing that I found so, like, heartwarming is Annie can't cook to save her life. Like, she actually makes gross, disgusting meals, but Creighton will eat every single one, no complaints. And she's just like, you like my cooking? And he's like, yeah. And she's like, really? And he's like, yeah. And this was, like, when he, like, was barely talking to her, and when he, like, really didn't like her at all. And yeah, so their dynamic was honestly kind of sweet. And I liked that she had a crush on him, low-key. Like, I thought that was, like, really cute. But we're gonna get into my favorite book in the series. And that is God of Wrath. Before I even tell you this is about, I need to tell you 2 words if you read this book. Russian roulette. That's all I need to say. Russian roulette. Russian roulette. I have never wanted a fictional man so much as I have wanted Jeremy Volkov. Like, that is my husband, that is my man, that is my everything right there. And low-key, I am obsessed. Like, I related to her so much. Like, I low-key am her. So, Jeremy, where are you? Where are you? So, we have Jeremy Volkov, which is the son of Adrian and Leah. And then we have Cecilia Knight. I say her name Cecilia, which is the daughter of Xander and Kim. Guys, I loved this fucking book. Look, it is all tabbed. I remember the day this book came out, I pre-ordered it, and I was stalking the delivery man because I was like, give me my book. I finished this book in a day. A day. I ate this shit up. I ate this shit up. So Jeremy is obviously a part of the mafia. And Cecily, she's not, but she is British royalty. So in the Legacy of Gods, you have the elites, which is the British school, and then you have the American school, which is all mafia. I forget what their school's called, but it's all the mafia kids, and then you have the rich kids and the, like, British elite. Their schools hate each other, but, like, everybody's getting together. Guys, this book is a stalker romance. I ate this shit up. I just have to say to you, Russian roulette. And when you read this book, or if you've already read it, and you now, like, you get what I mean when I say that. I was awakened. I was like a sleeper agent, and then I read this book, and I was like, when somebody asked me what my perfect man is, Jeremy Volkov, no questions asked. I just am speechless every time. I've reread this book so many times, and I eat it up all the time. So I'm like looking at quotes, and I'm just like, the things I would do for Jeremy Volkov, honestly. Sometimes I forget he's not real, and then I actually start crying because I'm like, what do you mean he's not real? What do you mean? What do you mean he's not real? So, Xander, you'll really like Xander in this book because that man is so fucking funny. The first time he meets Jeremy, he pulls a gun on him, and he pulls a gun on the future mafia. On the future mafia who runs the future mafia. He pulls a gun on him, and he calls him a lizard. And he only refers to Jeremy as a lizard. And he's like to Kim, he's like, Kim, what is this lizard doing in our house? And Kim's just like, honey, stop. He's like, I don't want that thing touching my daughter. So funny. And then you get a chapter of the parents in these books, and you get like the dad's group chat in this book, and he's like, I just saw what my daughter came home with, and I am horrified. Yeah, and then another funny scene is, so Cecily basically sends him a pink heart emoji with the sparkles, and he starts crashing out over it. He's like, what does that mean? What does that mean? And he's like talking to like one of the bodyguards, Elia, I don't really know how to say his name, I'm sorry. Elia, I think it's Elia, because hey, heated rivalry. He's like, Elia, what does that mean? And Elia's like, I don't know. And he like searches it up, and he's like, what does the pink sparkly heart emoji mean? That shit took me out. He was so down bad for her since day one, and just reading about them, I just like, I can't. Like, I physically love them so much. Thank you, Rina Kent, for writing that masterpiece. I owe you my life. But also, at the same time, why did you write me my perfect man just for him to be fictional? Genuinely, what the fuck? Okay, I need to move on. Then we have God of Ruin. This is about Landon King, which is the son of Levi and Astrid. And then we have Mia Sokolov, which is the daughter of Rye and Kyle. Mia is a twin, Maya. We sadly will not be getting Maya's book, but there are crumbs of Maya and Elia. And Maya is also basically a mini Rina and Silver. Like, she's that bitch, like... Mia is like goth. She's also, something happens in her past, and she basically stops talking. And then she meets Landon, and Landon, this fucking man, he's the main character in everyone's book. Like, genuinely, he's the main character in everyone's book because he makes it everyone's business to be the main character. Like, this Landon is genuinely a psychopath. Like, actually a psychopath. Like, he's like insane. Like, he needs to be locked up. That's how crazy he is. But holy fucking shit, the things he would do for Mia, so sweet. Also, I did annotate the fuck out of this book too. He does get Mia to talk, and he does like help her get over a little bit of her trauma. Also, Landon is a twin too, so that's kind of funny that like both twins like get together. But yeah, I just loved, they're not like my favorite couple, but I did like reading about them. But yeah, it's just, they're just so funny. Landon is the enemy of everybody, basically. Jeremy absolutely hates him. Guys, there is fanfiction between Jeremy and Landon, and I ate that fanfiction up. I was like, wait, shit, Rina. We missed a good one, girl. You missed out. But I'm glad we got Landon and Mia and Cecily and Jeremy, because, well, we all know how I feel about God of Wrath. But yeah, I absolutely loved the dynamic, and I love that he brought Mia out of her shell, and I love that he helped her confront her trauma. But anyways, then we have this masterpiece of a book. We have God of Fury. This is Rina Ken's first MM, and ever since she read this, she's like, I'm an MM girly. And Rina, I love your MMs. Like, genuinely, they are everything. This is about Brandon King, which is the son of Levi and Astrid, and then you have Nikolai Sokolov, which is the son of Kyle and Rye. Nikolai and Brandon. Nikolai is obsessed with Brandon. There is a scene where Brandon goes, what are you gonna bark like a dog? And Nikolai goes, wolf. He literally barks. He literally barks for Brandon. I wish I could describe Nikolai to you because that man is funny as fuck. He is so deadly, and he's also part of the mafia. This man, he uses his fist as a weapon. So basically, the men, the mafia side, the heathens, they call themselves the heathens. They put together a night to like initiate people. It's like the initiation. Everyone and their mother was invited to the initiation, but me, actually, but me. But also like the heathens at the initiation, they were all preoccupied with their significant other. And I'm like, was anybody like, you guys were supposed to be killing people. So basically you get invited and people like, they take the heathens, they take weapons and they beat people and they kill some people, but they're trying to like, you're supposed to like run. I don't know how to explain it. It's bad shit crazy, but holy shit. And Nikolai, his choice of weapons is his hands. Yeah. Nikolai also doesn't like to wear a shirt either. He'd rather be naked. He never wears a shirt. Like ever. And it's so funny. It's so funny. Nikolai is just so funny, and he's so down bad for Brandon. Like, he saw Brandon and he was like, that man is mine. That man is mine, and I'm gonna make him mine. And he did that. He did that. Brandon is like kind of like this like standoffish, like preppy guy. He does have a lot of past trauma, which is heartbreaking. And Nikolai also helps him like confront that and like actually helps him like talk about it. Brandon has a lot of his own issues, honestly. And Nikolai like kind of helps him. And like Brandon likes to act like he doesn't like Nikolai and he doesn't care about Nikolai, but he really does. Like, he really does. But I just love their dynamic, and I related to Brandon a lot. Like, genuinely, like, that is, he's me, I am him, and we are one. We are one. I just love them. And he called Brandon his lotus flower. That's the cutest shit ever. Also, Nikolai's fan cast on TikTok, I forget what that guy's name is. He is literally Nikolai. Like, he's literally him. Like, they are literally the same person. It's so funny. But yeah, you have not met a down bad man if you haven't read this book, because that man is obsessed with Brandon. Like, obsessed with him. Like, he takes obsession to a whole new level that I can't even begin to explain. But yeah, he doesn't give up, and thank you for that. So then we have the last book in the series, What Started It All, Ava and Eli. We have God of War. So obviously we have Ava and Ash, which is Cole and Silver's daughter. You have Eli, which is the son of Aiden and Elsa. Now in the epilogue, you see Ava getting, like, you see her getting born. Eli, so they have a 7-year age gap. Eli is obsessed with her from this first second he saw her. And what kind of pisses me off is I get why Rina had to say this, because they were like, they have a 7-year age gap, and like she didn't want to make like Rina, like she didn't want to make Eli like have feelings for Ava for like years. But she said like Eli never had a thing for her. But I'm sorry, did you, Miss Girl, I don't think you've read the epilogue, because Eli literally was obsessed with Ava the second he saw that baby. And I get why she did that, but I don't know. Especially when they were younger, like he was obsessed with her. But basically you have Ava and Eli. This is another amnesia trope. Ava is basically a mini Silver, and Ariella, which is the sister, and also she's a mini Cole. Like, she's a mini Cole. But yeah, so Ava also has a lot of mental health issues, and I don't want to get into it because that is where those issues come from are a big plot twist in Silver and Cole's book. So yeah, I don't want to get into that, but just, I love Ava so much, and I love Eli. And basically Ava calls Eli, in the whole series you get crumbs of them, and she calls Eli he who shall not be named. Like, she's like, they like absolutely despise each other, and they just like didn't see eye to eye. And then she has something happens and she wakes up with amnesia, and all of a sudden they're engaged. And she's like, what? She's like, what? And it's kind of like, it's basically, it's low-key like Reina and Asher. Like, it's like Reina and Asher 2.0. But yeah, so that is a conclusion to the Legacy God series. Now, Reina, I love you with my whole entire heart. Like, I would give you anything you wanted. But I am so upset that you are not giving Ari and Remy a book. I would absolutely devour their book, like, so much. So Remington, Lord Remington Astor, is a mini Ronin. Literally a mini Ronin. He is the son of Ronin and Teal, and oh my god, Remy is literally the Ronin in this series. Like, all the girls, like, all the men are so jealous of Remy, and it's so funny. And Ariella, so they also have a little bit of an age gap, but Ariella is obsessed with Remy. Like, she's like, that's my man, he's my man, we're gonna end up together, that's my man. Also, guys, to all the Rena Kent people out there who writes fan fiction, I need more Ari and Remy fan fiction, because the Ari and Remy fan fictions that are out in the world are not it at all. Like, are not it at all. Like, guys, where are the fan fictions? Where are the fan fictions? Like, if Rena's not giving me them, then I need somebody else to give me them. But, like, could you imagine a stalker female? I would absolutely die for that. But basically, Ari is in love with Remy, and Remy's like, no, like, you're just a kid. But there are crumbs in God of War that could lead to Remy also returning her feelings. But Ari's just like, that's my man, that's my husband. And she literally stalks Remy. It's so funny. And he's just like, he calls her Little Hellion, and he also calls her, like, stalker and stuff. And it's just like, Rena, she literally posted something that said they came to her in her dream and she was gonna write their book, and then she completely changed her mind and was like, I actually am not gonna write about them. And I was like, I actually can't think about it too long without getting so upset. And then you also have Maya and Elia, which we are not getting their books. She always said she was never going to write a book for Maya, but she also said she was never going to write a book for Vaughn, and we got a Vaughn book. So, well, we're getting a Vaughn book. So, I don't really know. But Maya is like the misunderstood bad girl, mean girl. Hello. The misunderstood mean girl. But yeah, their book would have ate too so hard, honestly, not gonna lie. Okay, my dog has decided to join. Say hi, Milo. We are almost at the end of the Rinaverse. I swear, sorry, this is such a long video. I've just been yapping so much, and I feel like I've said a whole lot of nothing. But yeah, anyways, next we're gonna be talking about the villain series. So far only Kiss the Villain is out right now, but Hunt the Villain is coming out this month, March 24th. I'm so excited for it. And then you have Crave the Villain. I don't know who Crave the Villain is about. I don't think she's announced it yet, but I know you do meet the characters in Hunt the Villain, so yay. So I'm gonna talk about this first. Kiss the Villain. This is MM. So this is about Gareth and Caden. Gareth is the son of Reina and Asher, and then you have Caden. So you actually meet Caden in God of Ruin. So Mia basically goes to, I forget what it's called, but she basically plays chess in this, like, club or something. I don't really know. And she meets Caden there. He also is a professor. So this is Professor Student. Now, guys, people loved or hated this book. A lot of people hated it. I did not. I ate this shit up. I loved this book. I ate it up in a day. Yeah. So one thing about Rena Kent's books is they're so bingeable. I finish every single one in a day. I just devour them. I don't know what she puts in her books, but I need to know, because wow. Again, a lot of people didn't like this book because there low-key was some essay between the two MMCs. Now, Gareth, he is painted as the golden boy, and it's kind of funny because obviously he's Killian's older brother. So you think you know Gareth from reading about Killian's book. You think you have Gareth down, and then you read Gareth's book and you're like, holy fucking shit, who is this? Like, that is not the same man that Killian described. And it's so funny because Gareth hides his psychopathism so well. Like, you would never guess that he was insanely fucked up. You would never guess the thoughts in his head until you read this book and you're like, I'm like, I actually don't understand why Killian didn't like Gareth more, because they low-key are the same person. Like, actually. There is a jealousy scene that I thought was so good. This whole book was just so good. And again, I understand why people didn't like it, because I get they probably, if you can't read the force trope, you're not gonna like it at all. And that's why even though it's probably a big spoiler, that's why I'm prefacing by saying it is a big part of this book. So if you do not like that, please do not read this, because you are not gonna like it and you're not gonna enjoy it, okay? Okay. But holy shit, this Caden, my lovely professor. I wish you were my professor, Caden Lockwood. I don't even, just, wow, Caden, wow. I need to reread this book, because I read it on the Kindle, because I could not wait to get my copy, even though I pre-ordered that shit. So I need to reread it so I can tab it, but holy shit, I need to stop talking about it, because, oh my god. So then we have Hunt the Villain, which is about Vaughn and Yuan. Vaughn is the son of Kirill and Sasha, and Yuan is, I think that's how you say his name, I don't really know. Yuan is a part of the rival mafia. So you kind of have enemies to lovers, and you have a gay awakening. You have a bi awakening, I think it is. I think it's bi awakening. This was also, I think this was a gay awakening. I don't really remember. So yeah, so this whole series is gonna be MM. Thank you, Rina. I love me a good MM. But yeah, again, I can't really say much. You actually do, okay, also, can I just say Gareth also goes on Reddit? And it's the funniest shit ever. He's like never been attracted to guys before. He's never really been attracted to anyone before. So imagine his surprise when he's attracted to this professor. And so he goes on Reddit. I was giggling so hard during this book. But yeah, again, I'm so excited. I am gonna film a reading vlog for Hunt the Villain, because I just know it's gonna be so good. Then you have the last, as of right now, this is the last series in the Rinaverse, which I don't really understand, because, okay, so this is the Viper series. This series, Rina said that she was done writing the Rinaverse. Like, she was like, I'm done in the Rinaverse. Like, before she announced the Viper series, she was like, I'm done in the Rinaverse. Like, I want to move on, and I want to write about different books. But, guys, the guy, the MMC in Beautiful Venom is connected to the Rinaverse. So I don't understand why she was like, I want to get away from the Rinaverse, but you're literally writing a character who's connected to the Rinaverse. I don't really know. But anyways, then you have the Viper series. So far, only 2 books are out right now. The last book in the series is going to be MM. I have not read any of these books yet. I want to wait till Tempting Venom comes out, because I just know I'm not going to, if I read these 2 now, I'm going to be so impatient, like genuinely waiting for the 3rd book, because I haven't read this book, but I'm already obsessed with the 3rd book. Who's it going to be about? So this is a dark hockey romance series. So you have Beautiful Venom, and you have Sweet Venom, and then you have Tempting Venom. A lot of people loved this book, but they hated this book. So this book is about, what's his name? Kane Davenport. Kane Davenport, you meet and kiss the villain, because he is the nephew of Caden. So I'm like, Rina, they connect. Like, I don't know why you're saying I want to be done in the Rinaverse, but yeah. So you meet Caden, and I loved Caden. No, not Caden. You meet Kane. Guys, there's so many names. You meet Kane, and I absolutely loved Kane. When I found out he was getting a book, I was so excited. So this is about Kane and Dahlia, and yeah, it's enemies to lovers. I do know Dahlia is a badass bitch, and she doesn't take no shit. So yeah, also look how pretty my copy is. Also, I would just like to say, Dahlia's ex, Marcus, he's gonna be the 3rd book. I forget what the guy's name is for Tempting Venom. I forget who the guy is. I also think the 3rd book comes out this year, I think, or next year. I don't really remember, but yeah. So, and then Sweet Venom, I don't even know who this is about. This is about Jude, and I forget what her name is, but she's the best friend of Dahlia. And then Jude and Kane, and then the third guy that I'm blinking out, they're all connected. And I have heard Tempting Venom is going to be one of the saddest books with the saddest backstory. So Rina Kent, I am scared, because she knows how to write. She knows how to write a sad backstory, honestly. But yeah, again, I can't really like say much because I haven't read this series, so I don't really know much about these two books. But yeah, I do need to read these. But yeah, so basically that is the whole Rinaverse. I hope for those who have wanted to start reading her books but have been confused on like the reading order and like what everything's about, like I hope this kind of helped clear it up. Again, a lot of tropes would give away a lot of spoilers, and I feel like I was talking so much shit, but none of it was making sense. But yeah, I really love her books. And again, if you do not like dark romance and you do not like morally gray guys, you are not gonna like her books, okay? Some of these guys do some questionable things, and you just have to know what you're getting into. So yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it was kind of helpful. But yeah, I love this woman with my whole entire heart,